It's no secret I love antique stores, partly because of the history or story behind the pieces, partly because I never know what I will find.
At San Diego Antique and Unique, Paul Pelesky has figured out a way to organize his carefully sourced items from the past. And with how many treasures he has packed into the space, you're going to need a game plan.
So, Paul, we are here in this beautiful store, but this is somewhat of a new venture for you, just in the last few years. Is that right?
I started 6 years ago.
Okay.
I've been in this space for 4 years.
Okay. And what brought you into, did you always love antiques?
No, this actually all started by accident.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
I met someone at an estate sale that was running a sale, and they were looking for somebody to clean out the sale at the end, and I ended up cleaning it out, and it just expanded from there. I went from 1 storage locker to 4 storage lockers to this in like 4 years.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Okay. So, what do you look for when you're looking for a piece to put into your store? Is it story behind it? Is it the age of the piece? What do you look for?
The more unique is what I'm looking for.
Okay.
I'm trying to get away from looking like every other antique store, and you have the old kitchen stuff and the rustic stuff. Just more unique, the more I like it. And so my customers seem to like the more unique stuff too.
Right. Well, that's kind of what drew me in too. The pieces that you have in the front, are they Egyptian? Is that okay?
That got Anubis.
Yes. So that obviously is like, okay, we need to come in and have a look at what's going on in here.
Yeah, and I have a whole Egyptian section too.
Yes.
Egyptian's very popular.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, that was the other thing that, as we were talking, I came in and we were talking, and you have an amazing organization. It doesn't, it doesn't seem like when you walk in things, it's just a lot of stuff.
Right.
But then you showed me the different sections that you have. So how did you come up with that idea?
It's mainly out of necessity, more for people to find stuff that they're looking for, and for me to be able to find stuff. Now I have the European section and military section. Much easier to find stuff, and I sell online too, so it's easier when somebody buys something online for me to find it.
Yeah. Is more of your business from online, or is
about
it
half and half?
Is it really? Yep. So people don't need to like touch it, see it.
It depends on what it is. Collectors know what they're looking for. They know what it is. Unlike clothing, where you have to try it on,
right, or feel it. Yeah.
Most people still like to feel it in person and see it, but if they know what they're looking for already, they already know what it is.
That is true, and a collector is going to. They're the age of the piece, maybe the maker of it or something like that, and they can be very specific.
Right.
For me, when I'm shopping, because I'm not collecting, I'm collecting pretty things.
Right.
So I don't really care necessarily about the age and who made it. I'm just looking for something that speaks to me. That and I have to come into the store.
Right. And I have about 8 or 9 interior decorators and designers that come here on occasion looking for either inspiration or looking for something for a client, or they'll bring the client and say, I found this, what do you think?
Well, that's got to be part of the fun of it, right?
Yep.
You also told me that the hunt is the fun for you.
That's the most fun, just finding the unique thing. I'm online every day looking for stuff. I go to estate sales every weekend, garage sales. People bring me stuff. Once people know you buy stuff, they'll bring you everything.
Really?
Sometimes it's worth it, sometimes it's not.
Okay, whether you want it or not, right?
Some people bring you stuff that's not sellable. I hate to turn anybody down, but it's like, if I don't have room for everything.
Right. Well, how do you determine? When you look at a piece, you think this will sell or this won't sell? Do you have a sense of that?
I've been told I do. It's a matter of, if it's unique enough. I've only been doing it for 6 years, but I've been able to find some really unique things. So it's a matter of whether I think it's something that you don't find every day. You can't find it, every store. So that's the stuff I look for. Sometimes I just take a chance on something if I haven't seen one before. Sometimes I'll buy stuff just because I don't even know what it is, because I hate not knowing what something is.
Oh, true.
So I have to buy it. I have to figure out what it is. Sometimes that works out. Sometimes it doesn't.
What about the story behind things? A lot of the pieces, do you get to know what the story is?
It depends on who you're getting it from, on whether there is any story. I have an online appraisal company I use too, that if I don't know information about something, I can use them as a resource. Sometimes there's a family story on stuff. Sometimes there isn't.
Right. What would you say is the most unique thing you've ever had?
Right now, I'd say the most unique thing I have is a baby giraffe skeleton.
Ooh, okay.
I recently sold a 1800s chastity belt to a guy in Australia.
Okay. That was an online thing?
Yeah. On eBay,
Interesting.
I bought it local at an estate sale here.
I wonder who had that. There's got to be a story behind that, right?
I'm assuming there must be, but you never know.
Oh, well, what fun. So do you ever find it hard to part? You've gone through the hunt and you love the pieces, you bring them into your store. They're part of your inventory, part of your collection. Is it ever hard to let them go?
There are some things I miss, like already I missed the chastity belt, not because I really liked it, but because now I can't talk to people about it here.
Yes.
Some things I'm like, okay, I've taken a few things home. I generally don't take anything to my house unless I'm replacing something in my house, or my house would look like this.
Right.
But
you wouldn't be able to move, right?
There's a few things I've really liked that I'm like sad to see it go, but as long as it's going to somebody who appreciates it.
That's true. And I sometimes tell that to people when I buy something from their store. I'll tell them it's going to a good home, someone who's going to love it and appreciate it. Right.
And I get people online always when they'll message me about something I have online. They're like, if you can sell it to me, it'll stay in our family for years. And it's like, makes me, obviously I still have to make a profit, but it makes me feel better when it's going to somebody who's going to appreciate it.
Yes, absolutely. They're pieces that you love, and so you want whoever takes them home to love them too.
Yeah, and I hate seeing anything going to waste. I hate seeing stuff going to a landfill that somebody can get enjoyment out of it.
Right. Well, and I think sometimes that happens, like people who don't know the value of things. A lot of the pieces I have been able to collect have been, they were grandma stuff.
Right.
And the younger generation said, it's not our taste.
Right.
So they're giving it away for a song.
Oh yeah. When I started doing estate sale cleanouts, I had so many, like the end of the sale, I would basically come in and clear out the house, everything that was left that didn't sell. And it was amazing the stuff that the family was like, just get rid of it. We're selling the house. We don't care about the stuff. So they would get rid of thousands of dollars worth of really valuable stuff because they were just looking at the end result of selling the house.
Yes.
They weren't worried about the stuff.
Right.
Or they would just throw it away.
So their trash.
Oh yeah.
One
man's trash, another man's treasure.
That's right.
Oh yeah. And I've got 5,000 square feet of treasures.
Right. Well, speaking of that, we were talking about how you've organized it. So tell me some of the different ways that you have organized things.
Well, like this section is the European section.
Okay.
Then I have the music section here, records, musical instruments. And then it's the military, nautical, Western, Americana section. And the Asian section. And then the African, Egyptian section. The natural world animal section, which is taxidermy, anything nature. And then I have art gallery in the back. I have the mirror gallery on this wall. And then everything else is kind of a free-for-all.
It doesn't fall into that kind of category.
I don't have enough of that to make a section.
Right. Makes sense. Well, your store is amazing.
Thank you.
And we appreciate you letting us in and having a look. So I almost don't want to go look around more because I get in trouble when I do that.
The aisles are narrow, but the selection is broad, and you won't see everything on one pass through. Best to plan on a couple walkarounds, or better yet, just ask Paul.
It ticks all the boxes. 70 miles of Pacific coastline, near perfect climate, surfing, whale watching, and of course, world-class shopping. No wonder San Diego has earned the nickname America's finest city. I'm Ms. World Traveler Kerry Damiano, inviting you to go somewhere new, try something different.